Hi, Mickey. We're gonna make coasters. This is just I think they're 3-inch tiles. Maybe they're 4. I'm not sure. But anyway, they're the perfect size for making coasters. And I got them at Home Depot, and I think they were 47 cents a piece, something like that. It was really inexpensive. And we're going to use this cute napkin, which is a fox in the suit. And there's 4 sections to one napkin. So you can do a whole set of tiles, if you know, thinking that you're doing a gift set of 4. I just lost you guys on Facebook. Let me see if I can bring you back up. There. Well, hello, my friend Melissa. I'm so happy to see you. So this is what we're going to do today. And if you comment and share today's video, sprinkle it around, then 2 people will get one of these napkins in the mail. And these napkins are available for sale on my website, and the link is up in the description for my website. And they're $2 a piece. So what I'm thinking, you guys, is I'm going to decoupage it onto one of the tiles, like that. And then I'm thinking, for the holidays that are coming up, wouldn't that be a really cute gift? Find a basket at the Goodwill, because they have lots of really pretty baskets. Buy a nice bottle of wine, set a couple of, a set of coasters in the basket. And I buy all my wine glasses at Goodwill because I do have a girlfriend who is famous for breaking my glasses when she's here. So I don't use the good ones anymore. I just pick up nice ones at the Goodwill, and there's always really nice ones there. So I'm thinking you throw in some napkins, like cloth napkins, and a bottle of wine, and some coasters, and some nice glasses, and you have a really, wrap it up with a pretty bow, and you have a really good gift. So that's what we're working on today. And I got a head start on it because I just like to get prep done ahead of time. So the tile has been washed really well. And then I put 2 coats of slick stick on it because this is a very shiny surface. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a shiny surface and it's slick. And if you just painted on it, your paint would just scratch right off. So it has two coats of slick stick on here, and it's had plenty of dry time. I did 1 coat last night and 1 coat this morning. So that's Dixie Belle Slick Stick. And I did put the product codes on the description also. But before we get started on that, I wanted to show you guys. I'm going to bring the camera up. I have some show and tell stuff. First of all, you guys, if you didn't see the post from the candelabra being finished from last week, go back and find it, because that candelabra, once I put the crows on it, came out super, super cute. I was so happy with it. Okay, so this week, my new tissues, I need to get my tea out of the way. My new tissues from fall and Halloween came in, and I probably say this every time, but it's the truth. When you design these things on a computer, you know that the colors are never exactly right. So you're just doing the best you can to get the color palette that you're looking for when you're designing these. But when they come in the mail and I open them up, I'm just like blown away. Hi, Anne. I'm just blown away at how gorgeous the colors are. So Look at this one, you guys. This is called the Pilgrim, and it has that really cool skull and some script in the background, and then on each edge it has the remnants of spider web. And so this one's called the Pilgrim, and all of these are up on my website, and they're going fast already. So if you're interested, I suggest you hop on there. And this is a different skull. This is like the sugar skulls, which I always think the sugar skulls are so pretty. I really love them. And there's a lot of really cool design on this. But then there's a little surprise over here on this side. I have this fascination with crows. And so I just think he's sassy. He's got, you know, rivets on his hat, and he's walking with a cane, and he's got his stopwatch. And then I love this. My ceiling fan's blowing in here, you guys. But this piece sitting on the books with a, I don't know how you say it, a coche? I don't know how to say that word. With the skulls in it and pumpkins and books. I just think it's really cool, and it's a smaller size that you can use it on smaller projects for fall and Halloween. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Micheline, I love that one too, but I have to say, I really love all of these. And these designs, I kind of think are they're not like occultish. They're not scary. They're more like Disneyland images. So that's why I like them. So we've got that sassy crow again on this sheet. And then the same design with a crow on the stack of books and the coche or however you say it. You guys can tell me how you're supposed to say it. And then over here is skull sitting on the books and candelabras, and you've got all that spider web going on. I love the candelabras. I'm trying to get all of it in. And there's even a spider in here. So there's a lot going on this tissue. And I just love it. And I'm thinking one of the things that I'm going to do here shortly with it is do, you know, one of your welcome signs in the for your front door with one of these. So this is another sugar skull. It doesn't have, the first one I showed you had the crows and stuff on the end of it. This just has the spider web on the end of it. It's got a lot going on. And these are all up on the website, you guys. This one I really love too. It's really soft, like a watercolor painting. And so it's just pumpkins and leaves, and it's just saying fall all over it. So if you live in Arizona and the desert like the rest of us do, then you have to have pretty things like this to realize that it's actually fall. And one more, you guys. So we got the spider and the pumpkins. So you can cut these up into the sections that you want. And then the crow, it's a bigger picture of the crow. and the kosh with the skulls and the pumpkins and the books and the spider web. It's just got everything. But there's a lot on these sheets, and you can cut them up and use different elements for your projects. So I wanted to show you that. And then I just wanted to remind you guys, even though we're doing the fox and the suit on our tiles today, you can use any kind of napkins. So you can either go shopping for napkins, or I have them on my website. So I wanted to show you guys that. And then one more thing, and then we'll get started, is, you know, my studio is at Ground Floor Artists, and I tell you guys all the time that there's 39 working artists there, and there's lots of classes. I teach classes there, and there's lots of other guys and gals teaching classes, and it's such an inspiring place. I'm always like so inspired. It puts a smile on my face every time I walk through the door. So one of the gals that I've been doing collage with, I have two pieces. I think I've only shared one with you, and it's not mounted yet. I have the background. Background is painted in silk and anchor, and then I just need to get this mounted on it. But this was a collage that I did in one of the classes, and it was super fun to do, and I really loved doing the collage. And this was the one that I did in the second class. And what I want to point out to you is that the gal that I take the class from, she makes a lot of her papers. And so all of these papers over here, she made. And I have been watching, I got to get it in camera. It's always backwards, you guys. So she made all of these, and then this up here, and some of it's just tissue paper. And so I've been watching her. It's Cynthia, in case she happens to pop on here at Ground Floor Artist, Cynthia Dunn. But she does them on a gel plate. And you can get these gel plates. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them at Michael's. You can get them at Hobby Lobby. But that's what it is it's just a gel plate. When you touch it, it's just like, it's real soft, and it's made out of gel. And so you use acrylic paints, not the chalk paint that I sell, but you use acrylic paints, and you can make all kinds of different designs and stuff. And because I love harlequins, I made a stencil yesterday. I made a harlequin stencil, and I will put, and it's a Mylar one. It's not a adhesive one. And these harlequins, I love harlequins. I know a lot of you gals, hi Sunny. I know a lot of you guys like to do the checks. I'm a harlequin girl. I can put harlequin on everything. And I'm looking at this, and it's probably 3/4 of an inch, each one of these probably. And I also made one of these with ovals because I have an idea to use it overlapping the ovals. And you know how when you overlap colors, you get new colors. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. But I did some, I was playing around. This is the first time I've done it, you guys, and it was super fun. But I did some tissue, or not tissues, just some papers. But you can do this on tissue too. And so this was one of them, just mixing acrylic colors. And some of them have gold in them, and I don't know if it shows up. This one, like when I angle it, you can, yeah, like right there, you can see the gold in it. But these are super fun to come up with different color combinations. I love this one. And you can see the gold on that one too. But anyway, I played around with that today. And just wanted to share it with you guys. And if you're interested in these stencils, I'll get them up after the live. So let's get busy. I'm going to put the camera down. Show and tell is over. Okay, I think we're in good focus there. It's always tricky. So you guys, I have just the tiniest amount. You guys, I lost you on Facebook again. This happened last week too. I don't know why. Okay. So I'm almost out of Gator Hide, and my order got delivered today, but I haven't had time to open it and go through it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the Dixie Belle satin top coat to do the decoupage, but I am going to finish it off with the top coat being Gator Hide, because people could, you know, set their glasses with condensation. In fact, I'll get my glass over here. And you want to have this surface protected. So I'm going to do the decoupage part with the satin top coat, but I wanted to be sure and mention that it needs to be topped off with the Gator Hide. And when you do these, there's always more than one ply in your napkin, and an easy way to separate them is just take a piece of tape and attach it to the ply you want to pull off. And then just gently, so that you don't tear up. And there's usually 3 plies. So I want to do the same thing. Carol, you have a gel plate? I'd never used it till today, and I was sitting in here playing, and I just thought, I need to get ready for my live, so I stopped playing. And I got different ideas of some other stencils that I wanted to make just from sitting there playing. So, and there's just a ton of videos on YouTube. If you just Google gel plate. I just need to anchor that down from the ceiling fan. And I'm just going to cut these sections. And this napkin is just slightly bigger than the tile, which works out good. So when we're decoupaging, we can go right over the edge with a sanding block. We'll have a really good clean edge. But I love this guy. He reminds me of my decoupage tissue that I designed, that is a fox in a suit, and I decoupaged him on a big giant bulletin board. It's one of my most favorite pieces, you guys. Carol, I said at the beginning of this, and I'll repeat it, that you said that you love this napkin. Well, if you comment and sprinkle this video around, 2 people are going to get drawn to receive a free napkin. And like I said, it comes in 4 parts, so that would get you a set if you were doing a set. Okay. So I'm glad you guys like the decoupage tissues. Okay, so laying this down, like I said, it's a little bit bigger than the tile is. So you want to be sure that you start at the top so that you get all of his ears in. And then just center it. You want to be sure you get his hand. So I think I can go up just a little bit. That's exactly where I want it to be. So I'm just going to pull it back a little bit here. And I have my satin top coat. And so I call this the anchor. I'm just going to put a little bit on. And I'm going to go over the edge with it a little bit. Lay it back down. And I like to use saran wrap. And I'm just going to use it to just smooth this out. And get that edge down. And then once you have that anchor down, the rest of it is easy peasy. So I'm going to pull it back. And I offload down here and then work my way up there so I don't end up with a big glob underneath it. And then get down the sides with it. And then you lay it back down and then just use your fingers with a saran wrap, starting in the middle, and work your way out. And because this was base coated with a slick stick, I didn't have to put any other paint color down. You always want a light background when you're decoupaging so that whatever your design is, it pops. So it was just perfect that the slick stick was white and it wasn't necessary to put any other top coat on. So it really does make these fast and easy to do. And you guys just go online or go into the card shops because they usually have a lot of napkins, and find some really cute napkins. This would be great to do for holiday gifts and really inexpensive, but really, really cool. I mean, if somebody made this for me and stuck it in a basket with a bottle of wine, it would be like my favorite gift for the whole season. So, because I think these are adorable. And I think that if we all go out there and look for holiday designs, Christmas designs, they would be really cool. Okay, so I'm going to pick him up, and I need to be sure that I get my edges down. Make sure you guys are still in camera. And just taking the saran wrap and just making sure that it's firmly attached. And on this side, I have a lot left over, which is no big deal. I'm going to take my scissors for the moment and trim it off. But when it's good and dry, not until it's good and dry, when it's good and dry, I'll use a little sanding block like this and just sand that edge off, but don't do it while it's wet because you'll actually tear the paper if you do it while it's wet. Carol, thanks for sprinkling. Micheline, Gail and you made some coasters a couple of years ago and they're very cute gifts. I think they are. I'm not kidding when I say that would be one of my favorites. And I think I might just do what I said and go out there and find some really fun napkins. And you know, I got napkins to do those books with, and I think that they would be really pretty on here too, because they're a floral, and I love floral. So it doesn't have to be a fox in a suit, but it's pretty appropriate since he's got a glass of wine in his hands. But any of the Christmas designs would be cool, or just whatever appeals to you. You can really customize it to your friends. So I just am, at the moment, I'm just making sure that my edges are down. And when you're decoupaging with paper, you guys, it doesn't matter what kind of paper it is. Paper has elasticity, and that's why it wrinkles. When it gets wet, it stretches, but when it dries, it shrinks back to its original size. So, isn't he stinking cute? Now I'll go back and sand off underneath around the edges. I love him. And I love that it has, I don't know what it is, the CHU up at the top. I don't even know what this says, but you can read all of it. Something about Saturday, the fairs, chiefly for cattle and sheep. Easter Tuesday, the third Tuesday, June and October, it falls on a Saturday. Books are 21 pounds. I mean, it's just kind of cool. So I'm going to set this one aside and go on to the next one. But remember, I'm doing this with satin top coat right now to do the decoupaging. But I'm going to finish them off with 2 coats of Gator Hide so that they're water resistant, so that they don't get ruined. And I don't have them today for the live, but on the back of them, you know those foam dots that you put on the bottoms of chairs and stuff? They come in different sizes, and they have like 1/2 inch round ones, and I'm going to get them to put on here so that when this is on a coffee table, this isn't scraping on somebody's furniture, so it has that felt foam tip on it. I just forgot to pick them up when I was at Home Depot. Let me see if you guys have any questions. Hi, Chris. Thanks for watching us. Thanks, Melissa. Micheline, you love the red bow tie? I know. He's, you know, and it's like silk. can't tell what it is, but it's like, well, it is a silk scarf. So let me get the tile, it would be easier. Okay, you guys, it's all in the details. So look at his silk scarf going around, and it's got little red tassels at the bottom of it. Do I have it? Yeah. It goes off completely on one side, but you can see on the other side that it's got little tassels. But look at his fingers sticking out. His little, like when you pick up a glass and he's got his fingers sticking out while he's holding his glass. I mean, this guy is a classy fox. That's all I can say. And I think he's super cute. All right, well, let's do another one. So again, I'm going to put down my satin top coat. And I know a lot of you do a lot of decoupaging. And I know a lot of you decoupage using Mod Podge. And I say it every time. That makes me cringe. And the reason is Mod Podge is basically just Elmer's glue and water. And it is not archival. And it's over time going to crack and yellow. I should have laid this down first before I put my anchor coat on, but I think I can do it. Okay. So that's why I always use the top coats. These are, you know, these are the same top coats that you finish your furniture with, and you wouldn't put anything on your furniture that was gonna turn yellow and crack up as it aged, not on purpose. And these same products, it's, you know, that's the fun thing about Dixie Belle and Wise Owl, is that the same products that you use for your furniture, you can also use for your arts and crafts. Like when I decoupage those collages that I showed you, some of the people in the class are just using a Mod Podge kind of medium, and I just go ahead and use my own satin top coat because I know it's going to stand up over time. Thanks, Mickey. I was excited to do these today. I was just excited to see all of you today. I was really excited to share the new tissues. It's always fun to see you guys every Tuesday. You guys are a fun group, and you're just as loyal as can be, and I just appreciate all of you very much. Hi, Chris. So like I said, if you sprinkle this around and comment on my page, 2 people will get drawn, and I'll get your address from you, and I'll send you one of these napkins. And they are available on my website, and they're $2 a napkin, and you can get 1 napkin will do 4 tiles. And of course, while you're on my website, go check out the Halloween and fall papers and the Santas. They're selling fast, you guys. And I'm trying to get I have a special class that will be doing the vintage Santas. I'm going to do an online class and an in-person class on it, and I'm working hard trying to get my sample piece done for you guys. My friend Sunny on here, she's from Would You Bend. She was at the Roy Cycle retreat and she did a demonstration on, I can never say what it's called, it's a Japanese word. But anyway, it's a method of staying organized. And so I got my board done when I got home, and it is really helping me, you guys. You have a column that's a to-do. I modified it to what works for me. So I have a to-do column. I have a in progress, so as I start something, it comes off of the to-do and into the in progress, and then if there are problems or issues or a hold up with something, then it gets moved over into the issue, and then there's a done once the project is done. And I get up in the morning and I make my coffee and I look at that board and it's like, yep, this is what I'm going to get done today. And when I get it done, I move it from one slot to the next, and it makes me feel very satisfied and happy. So Sunny, if you're still on here, I know I've said this to you a billion times, but I'm just saying, it was like one of the coolest things anybody ever shared with me. And it has really helped me out a lot. And it was just such a simple thing. So I'm just making sure my edges are down good, and just, it's not necessary to cut this off because I'm going to take the sanding block when it's dry and sand it off. Okay, 2 done, 2 more to go. And you guys, I showed you last week, but I just think this is just so awesome. This is a Ranger heated craft tool, and it's almost silent. So it's super nice for the lives to be able to turn it on and dry something and still be able to talk to you and not have a loud hair dryer or heat gun going over it. So, and I got that off of Amazon, and it wasn't terribly expensive. So in case you guys want to put that on your Christmas list. Okay, you guys, we're on number 3. So the correct way to do this is to get your placement down first. And I want to be sure and get those letters up at the top. And I want to be sure that I get his finger over there because that cracks me up. So this is the proper placement. And then I'm going to pull it back and put down my first coat of satin top coat. Now, if I hadn't been running low on Gator Hide and waiting for my shipment to come in, I would have done this whole thing in Gator Hide. But I just have a little bit in my bottle here. And so I'm decoupaging with the satin top coat, and then I'll top coat it with 2 coats of Gator Hide. Facebook keeps dumping me off. Well, I'll have to just wait and go back and look at your questions when I'm done with this, because Facebook's just dumped me off completely. So you just do a section at a time and lay it down. Use your saran wrap so that the texture on your fingertips doesn't catch or tear it. And I start in the center here and work my way out. And just keep in mind that your paper has elasticity in it when it gets wet, and it will stretch and sometimes you'll have wrinkles on there. These napkins are really easy to decoupage. They don't really get a lot of wrinkles if you just take your time. You know how I think the trucks, the red trucks for Christmas time, I think they're still pretty popular. Those would make really cute coasters. And you know, these tiles come in larger sizes too. So you could make hot plates out of them. But I think I'm going to make a few sets of these for friends for Christmas. Then make sure that you have your medium going down your edges. And also just keep in mind, because this always freaks people out, you know, it looks great right now, and it will look great as it dries. And you think, oh man, I did a beautiful job. And then when you go to put your second and third coat of the Gator Hide on it, it'll wrinkle back up again because you've gotten it wet again. And people freak out over that, and it's all good. So don't freak out, because like I said, when it dries, it's gonna lay right back down. And you know, if for whatever reason, I'm gonna try getting you back up again because I can't tell if I've got you guys in camera or not. Give me a sec. That is so aggravating. Okay, well, hopefully I have you guys in camera here. But if you do have wrinkles that you are unhappy about, you know, there's a trick for that. And all you do is take parchment paper and make sure it's parchment paper and not wax paper, and an iron set on the cotton setting, not the wool. Wool's too hot. And lay that parchment paper down on top of it and iron over it, and it'll take those wrinkles right out. Okay, we got another one ready to go. One more. And then I'll dry one with that little handy dryer and show you how to sand off your edges. And as you can see, it took very little product to do this. So again, it's a very economical gift. I love that finger sticking out. So we've done, this is the 4th tile, and I started off by showing all my show and tell with you guys, so we probably have only been at this for about 30 minutes. So you can see how fast this is. And when you go pick up your tiles, remember to pick up those little dots that you put underneath them. So are you guys thinking about any fall decorating ideas? I mean, I always like to decorate my front porch. So I'm thinking about all kinds of fun things to do out there. I don't get into the spooky, crazy stuff. I keep it pretty light, and I just combine the fall and the Halloween all in one thing. And I'm kind of excited about it this year. I haven't really decorated in the last 2 years because I was always doing Pinners Conference, and that was just more than I could handle. I couldn't decorate the front porch and do Pinners Conference at the same time, but this year I'm not doing Pinners Conference. I'm helping Royce out. She's doing Pinners this year. But you know, helping out and organizing are 2 different things. And last year I taught 4 classes at Pinners. This year all I have to do is just show up and have Royce boss me around and tell me what to do and where to go. So okay, you guys, I'm just going to trim off a little bit here. edges down. I wish I could see your questions, but I'll get to it in a minute. When I can't see them, it's like I'm just sitting here working on stuff by myself. Darn old Facebook. Okay, that's number 4. And it hasn't even been an hour. And we started off with show and tell. So the next thing I'm going to do, this is the one we did first. And so I'm just going to run the dryer on it really well. I'm going to move the camera back up so I can see questions. No, I'm not coming to Indianapolis. Royce is doing the pinners in Scottsdale, and I'm going to help her out. I did pinners in Scottsdale for 2 years. I did it in 2020 and 2021, and that's enough. I'll never have a booth there. I should never say never, but I'm just telling you, it was so much work, and it would take me 6 months to get everything ready for pinners, and then it's exhausting because you're there for about, I don't know, 4 or 5 days just getting set up and tearing down, and then it takes, a couple months just to recover from all of it. So I've done it 2 years, been there, over it, don't want to do it again, but I don't mind being a helper, and I love Royce, so, and then I can see you guys when I'm there. Okay, so I'm just going to take this sanding block. This is a 220 sanding sponge. And they're for sale on my website too, because I use them in furniture and all my decoupage. And all I'm doing, you guys, is just running it over this edge, and it will give me a really clean edge. And if you wanted to get fancy with this too, you guys, it just occurred to me that you could actually get some felt fabric and just glue it on the back of these, and then put your dots on them too. That would really finish it off. Okay, he's all done. Hi, Wendy. Oh yeah, cork sheets would be really nice. You're so smart, Wendy. Okay, so let me go back and see, since Facebook went out on me. Let me pull the camera back up. Oh, Micheline, you're getting rain. Where are you at? Well, it's just so crazy because, oh, there it's going. Okay. So I see Wendy came on. Well, you guys, it's really hard. Okay, so Risk Maker, you prefer things that work throughout the fall season. I do include some black and crows. Speaking of crows, you guys, did you see the picture of the candelabra with the crows on it once I got it done? I'm telling you, I love that candelabra. I think that turned out so stinking cute. I mean, it far exceeded my own expectations of what a great idea that was. Yeah, the sanding sponges are great. Oh, so Micheline, you're here locally. I didn't know that. Well, we've been so lucky because I've had rain every day for a week. Last night was the first night that I didn't have rain, which just felt kind of weird. But gosh, and my yard is as green as it's been in a super long time. It's crazy to me that rain has so much nutrient and minerals in it that it completely nourishes everything. And you can water till the cows come home and you don't get the same results from city water. It's just been so delightful. Wendy, you were on and got bumped and then came back. I can't even get it up on my iPad. It's just bumped me out and now it won't even reload. And it did that to me last week too. It's so aggravating. Thanks, Wendy. I love the candelabra too. Yeah, the crows did. They're just a little, you're right, mystery, a little whimsical without being crazy, but it still looks like a Halloween. It's just very elegant. And I just didn't know how that was going to work out. I just saw them when I was in Amsterdam everywhere, but they were just solid. They painted them solid black. And then as I started painting it, just like on furniture, it just talks to you. And it was like, oh, I think I'm going to leave some silver exposed and just see how it goes. And I really, really, it's sitting on my sideboard and it's just super cute with those crows on it. Every time I walk by, I'm just like, that is so stinking cute. Melissa, you're really green too. I'm so glad that the mountains have gotten so much rain. I mean, this has been a super good year for all the mountain communities and no big fires. I mean, we've had some bad fire seasons in the last couple of years. Yes, you can get those napkins. They're on my website. And like I said, if you sprinkle and share, 2 people will get, I'll have my daughter select because I would be too, I can't be impartial with you guys. But the napkins are $2 each and you can get 4 coasters out of 1 napkin. So that's pretty cool. And they are on my site. They're under decoupage, and then there's a subcategory called napkins. Hi, Gail. Wendy, the images behind me. Are you talking about the decoupage tissues? I showed them at the beginning of the video. Those are Deborah Bucher Designs tissues, if this is what you're talking about. Thanks. I love them too. Well, Gail, it's so sweet of you to just jump on here anyway and just always hit pound replay and I'll know you were there. Well, hello, Mary. Did you just get on? I was wondering where you were at. So, Mickey, you got a severe drought in Iowa? I'm so sorry. Oh, Mary, I forgot you were going to your sister's in Michigan. Well, you guys can just watch together. You might want to do a little crafting while you're there. Hey, sweet nature. Yeah, nature was over. She's been over twice this week. And she brought me some carrot cake that her mother or mother-in-law made for her son for his birthday. And cake is definitely not on my diet, but I'm telling you, it didn't stop me from eating it. I've got a little piece of it left. And she saw the tissues when she came over, and I'm not lying, you guys. What they look like on the computer, when you see them in person, the color, the depth, the vibrancy of that color just will blow you away. And it happens to me every time. It's like Christmas time waiting for those designs to come. And then when they do and I open it up, I'm just like, what? So excited about how pretty they are. Well, hi, Tracy Hines. I haven't seen or heard from you in ages. Hi, Jeannie. You can always catch us on the replay. Mary, I remembered you were going, but then I forgot. That's the way my brain works these days. Well, Wendy, you and I have to talk because I got a special deal, so we need to talk. I remember that you did a set for your sister, and since you came in late, I have one that's sanded down. This is the one that's all sanded down. And for those of you that came in late, I did use satin top coat to do the decoupaging with, but I will go back over with Gator Hide on them with at least 2 coats so that they're water resistant, because I can see somebody setting a glass of iced tea down and getting that condensation on them, so we want to protect them. But I'm telling you, this is a fast, inexpensive, impressive gift for someone. The tiles were less than 50 cents at Home Depot. And I already had the slick stick, and I know many of you do. And so that's what I put on there, because that surface is really slick, and you can't just paint over it because it will just scratch off. You have to put the slick stick on it. And then just whatever napkins, and this napkin had 4 images on one napkin, so that worked out super perfect. And like I said, just, make a set of coasters and get a basket at the Goodwill, because I find really pretty baskets at the Goodwill. And put your coasters in and pick up a couple of pretty glasses at the Goodwill, wine glasses. I never buy wine glasses at the department stores anymore. I always get them at Goodwill because they have so many, and you can get really, really pretty glasses. And get some cloth napkins, and just put some stuff in a basket and put a pretty bow on it, and it's like, what an amazing gift that is. Hi, Darcy. Thanks for joining us. Oh, nature, thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks, Mary. Jeannie, Dixie Belle's been out of Gator Hide for like 9 months, but they just got it back in and my delivery just came today. So yes, I do have it up on my website and it's available in 16 ounce only. They're not, at the moment, they're not selling it in the 8 ounce or the 32 ounce, just 16 ounce for right now. But I do have it. Oh, nature, I knew you were kidding. Oh, really? Well, when I was on there, I just placed my order like maybe 10 days ago and it was still only the 16 ounce. So it's good to know because I need to get another order in this week. Jeannie, go shopping. Shop on my website first. The link is up at the top. So if you guys don't have any more questions, I guess that's it. Oh, I have one more thing I wanted to just brag on, you guys, and then I'll let you all go. I finished up, and I posted pictures of it, but I finished up my paintbrush caddy the other day. I got the brown wax on it, which really, I just love the brown wax on it. And this was all Wise Owl. This was their new collection of sunset colors, and that's up on my website too. And I just really love how it turned out. And this caddy I got at the Goodwill. I watch for these all the time, the tool caddies, and this one is like the kitchen one to put your silverware and your napkins and stuff in. But I think I paid $3.50 for this really nice caddy, and it holds a lot of brushes and tools, you guys. So I just thought, I was really happy. It's like wax on anything is like the finishing touch. It just brings it up a level. Thanks, Gail. Thanks, nature. All right, ladies, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll be back here again next Tuesday at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and you guys are so sweet. Be sure that you sprinkle this around so that hopefully you'll get picked. I'm picking 2 people to get napkins in the mail. All right, you guys, have a great evening. Thanks so much for joining me.